April Cooper. Welcome to my nightmare. I hope I didn't scare you. Oh, wait, no, that's Alice Cooper. This is April Cooper. Hi, Dave, and hi, Matt. With Canada trying to cut off your lines of communication. Nyak, nyak, nyak. I, I'm trying not to blame it on Canada. I'm as much for a good conspiracy theory as anybody. But I think this is more Bell Canada. Maybe it's time to invest in some homing pigeons. Hey, there's a thought. I am sure you could attach a small recorder to the birds. He, which is April's version of nyak, nyak, nyak. The little device seniors use is called a medical alert system. The devices vary, but you need a phone line or internet for it to work. You might have better luck with a bullhorn. Good point. Sounds like you had some pleasant birthday surprises and some tasty cake. Uh, you do a great Jimmy Stewart impression. Well, what do you know about that? Which makes for great talk radio experience. You'll get another birthday experience in another month or so because I finished the drawing for you. But I decided to add another piece, similar to the ones I made for Margaret Liss, so it's taking a little longer. And while we're on this topic, my birthday is February 20th of 1992. Uh, that would have been the second stop on the U.S. tour um, uh, in 1992. Um, that was Pittsburgh. I'm pretty sure that was Pittsburgh. Ethan Van Sciver, thank you, is the creator you were thinking of that made Cyberfrog. He's still going strong. He started toy lines to go with his comics, and he recently had a Cyberfrog race car wrap made for a NASCAR driver. Okay, so he's over in the Todd McFarlane camp. As long as I'm over here, I might as well get a race car wrap done. There was still a lot of drama around him, and there were some falling outs with some creators, but I don't know the details of that, and it would just be gossip anyway. Um, yeah, let me just say that it was very nice of Ethan, even though he had to throw me under the bus. That he did say that he was regretful to the extent that he thought that he could learn uh, a lot about writing and drawing comics by having me do Cyberfrog. So I'm seeing it as the karmic wheel turning around, and the fact that Cyberfrog didn't happen, but Ninja High School slash Cerebus is happening. This is how I pictured it going, and it did get to the point with Ethan where what I was picking up on was he wanted me to lay out the story and do the actual storytelling, break it down into captions and word balloons, and then he would do the finished art from there. So that having not worked out, Ninja High School, I am ending up being the anchor man on this one, and I've got I've got all the raw materials now. Talk about unpredictable. Um, I mentioned that I didn't have pages 8, 9, 10, and 11. And Rolly emailed Ben Dunn to say Dave doesn't have pages 8, 9, 10, and 11. And Ben came back with found them, and we, we won't go any further into that. I decided it's mistakes were made. Um, it we could maybe lend Iguana to Ben Dunn. Mistakes were made, but what was interesting was pages 8, 9, 10, and 11 came in, and they look really really good. They're actually what I'm going to be working on today. So it's mostly just dialogue. There might be a little bit of drawing for me to do on it, but it's really just dialogue and captions. Uh, but what also came in was pages 17, 18, 21, and penciled page 46, which at that point I'm going, okay, well, I'm really, really happy to see 8, 9, 10, and 11. What is up with the 17, 18, 21, and 46? So I got Rolly to email Ben, basically asking as politely as possible, is this it? Does Dave now have all of the pages, and he just has to make this into a comic book? Um, because if you know another 4 pages are going to come in, and it's 30, 31, 32, and 58 or whatever, then it's like, well, okay, now the goalposts are moving in a major way, and I don't think I'm going to be able to include this. And Rolly heard back from Ben. No, that's it. Those were 17 and 18 that he had done before my 17 and 18 came in. And he went, well, okay, I'll send them to Dave. If he can use them, great. If he can't use them, great. So I will be using them. They won't be 17 and 18, but I have figured out a place for them to fit. Um, the page 17 is going to be self-contained. I just have to write that one. And then page 18, I think I'm going to have to draw another page to go with that one. So one of the major projects on Cerebus or Ninja High School Cerebus is going to be renumbering the pages when this is all done. As an example, I just finished page 30, which is my page 30 and is Ben Dunn's page 27. So I covered up his 27 and wrote 30, but the 30 is going to be temporary as well, depending on what happens with 8, 9, 10, and 11, which I think I might be adding a couple of pages to. Anyway, so moving on, April says, welcome to my life. No, that's Alice Cooper. He was actually the second person that I heard talk about you. The first was the guys on Graybeard's Studios. It's a YouTube show run by Aaron Lopresti. They meet every Wednesday at 2 p.m. and draw based on a theme for 2 hours. The theme of the show you were mentioned in was 1980s black and white indie comics. Cerebus was even used in the thumbnail. Okay, well, here we have the instant communication that can take actual years to take place on the internet. April, if you can just let the guys at Graybeard Studios know, Dave Sim says hi, and here's a link to Please Hold for Dave Sim, where Dave Sim mentions Graybeard Studios. Sounds like a great idea, and we will be thinking of you guys every Wednesday at 2 p.m. From now on. We promise. I can't quite remember the third instance. I think it might have been Richard Friend's video on Cerebus, but I can't be sure. Anyway, from there I discovered the weekly updates, which became another favorite of mine. And where's my page 27? Oh, there we are. And please hold. It's funny how some things take time to trigger. Yeah, it's the delayed reaction on the internet is a thing to behold. This was current news 2 years ago, but this is the first I heard of it. Um, if your laptop has a disk tray, I do have a couple of movie recommendations for you. The first off White House bulletins reminded me of these two movies. The first one is Secondhand Lions, and the second one is The World's End. You might know what I am referring to if you watch the films. If not, I can send the links to specific clips so you can look them up at the Wi Fi place. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. The last time that I watched a movie was The New Mutants because Jeff Seiler thought I should watch The New Mutants and wanted me to comment on The New Mutants. And at that time, I did have a disc tray on my laptop, and now I don't have a disc tray. And the other thing I don't have is time for watching movies. Sometimes I wish I did. There are movies that I would like to see again, and there are movies that I do hear about that I think, well, that's interesting. But movies are not in Grandpa's future. But I appreciate the offer. I also recently looked up Kitchener, Ontario on YouTube to see what type of area it is. It made me laugh to find out it's a major tech hub and considered Silicon Valley in Canada. Well, that's not really Kitchener. There's the Tannery building, and it's chock a block full of tech drones and tech queen bees. But the real tech hub is still really Waterloo, our twin city, um, with BlackBerry, which of course isn't called BlackBerry anymore, and is just a shadow of its former self. But all of the people that used to work at BlackBerry are now usually working at another tech hub locally, but most of those are in Waterloo. But yes, it is. I've read those statistics as well. I don't know if they're true. Who knows that proportionately, Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, what's called the Golden Triangle, is Canada's Silicon Valley, which is like your world's tallest midget kind of thing. Only time will tell if things improve in society, although society's problems are due to society itself. Things get a lot simpler when you're self-sufficient. Uh, I would I would only add to that, put God first. If you put God first, society's problems stay society's problems, but your problems also diminish vectorially because if you're putting anything else first, it doesn't work so good. I wish it did, but no. Put God first is the only thing, in my humble opinion and experience, that actually works. The samples were mostly digital art, but I have been working on getting back into a traditional method of working. When I finish the first issue, I'll send you a copy. Thank you. I have the first chapter laid out. I got a few things to fix, and a few ideas came up that I think will make the storytelling stronger, but we'll see. The cover design I sent, I'll probably end up using for the second or third issue, where that creature appears. Well, I've been rambling for a while, so I guess I should get to the questions for this month. The transcriber is going to hate me this month, and justifiably. He. To which I reply, nyak, nyak, nyak. Question one. During my interviews, I noticed the majority of the comic artists I interviewed have siblings, specifically brothers. You mentioned having a sister. Is she your only sibling? And is she older or younger? She's older. Sheila Elaine Sim was born August 20th, 1953. Yes, 1953. I have a tendency to confuse my sister's birthday with my ex-wife's birthday. Which one was born in 51 and which one was born in 53? Yes, Sheila is three years older than me, and if you do the nitty gritty math, it sounds like my mother was impregnated on my sister's third birthday, or second birthday actually, and then it was going to be time for Dave 9 months later. So that's question number one. Your parents tried to steer you away from comics towards science fiction, but did they become supportive of your career eventually? Um, yeah, I mean, mm, comic books were still comic books to them. It's uh, it's definitely a Kitchener thing, and probably a 1970s, 1980s thing that, the fact that I was materially successful, um, I think was important to them. Um, that I liked what I was doing was important to them. But Cerebus, that I don't think they ever got, and just sort of every once in a while I would mention a family member or reference a family member, and they would notice that. But yeah, it's like Eric Clapton's "I've got a rock and roll heart, I've got a comic book heart," and I got the only comic book heart in the Sim family. At your local grocer, are there any regulars that recognize you whenever you go? No. I mean, I did see, well, one of the things is that Rolly picks up most of my groceries on Thursday. Um, so it's just when I run out of groceries or I want to buy supplementary groceries that I actually go to a grocery store downtown. Are there any regulars? No, I saw Rudy there once. Um, I saw Daryl there once, who is just a guy that saw in the neighborhood a bunch of times, and I've gotten in the habit of when that happens, and I recommend this. It's one of those get your mind out of your television and back into the real world. People that you see all the time are your neighbors, and you know your neighbors are your neighbors. Neighbors should always be, with a capital N. Um, just go up and say to them, "I see you more than I saw my parents when they were alive," which is a good opening line. And then just pass the time of day, which in Kitchener it's usually warm enough for about 2.5 months, and then the other 10 months it's just hi, how you doing? Talk to you when the weather gets warmer. Um, so that's interesting, and we started talking about Cerebus, and I gave him one of the facsimile number ones, and um, personalized it to him. I asked him the last time I saw him, how do you spell Daryl? And it was Darryl. Okay, file that away. Sign a number one. Carry it with me whenever I'm going downtown. Oh, there he is. here's your free comic book I told you I would give you. And mentioned Cerebus downloads. And son of a gun, like whatever, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, Eddie Connor sent me the Cerebus downloads intel, and I'm looking at the address and I'm going, that's just around the corner from the off White House. Who is this person? And I look over and I go, oh, Daryl, how about that? So was very, very grateful and thanking Daryl profusely. You actually sunk $99 into the complete Cerebus at cerebusdownloads.com. I'm very impressed, and I'm very grateful. That really doesn't happen in Kitchener a whole lot. And do any know you're a comic creator? Well, like I say, Daryl does. My immediate neighbors do, but again, it's Kitchener. It's like if you give somebody a comic book, they're sort of grateful, but they're mostly embarrassed because it's like, this is a thing for kids. I'm an adult and you're giving it to me, so this is kind of a veiled insult. I have never had anybody thank me for giving them a Cerebus comic book. So that tells you really all you need to know right there. Even the neighbor across the street who very kindly volunteered to use his snowplow to dig out the bottom of the driveway. And I didn't know that. I thought he was offering to lend me his snowblower, and it's like, you really don't want to lend anything mechanical to Dave Sim. And it's like, no, I was going to do it. I just wanted to know if you have an outlet. And it's like, oh, okay, yes, I do have an outlet. Very, very kind of you. And now we're very, very far away from snow removal time period, but we have promised to file that away for next year for future reference. Yes, thank you very much. I would appreciate it. And as I was walking away after we had this conversation, I'm sitting there going, oh, I got my bag full of stuff here, and it's got a Cerebus #1 in it, and his son's name is Alex. And I said, do you think Alex would like a comic book? And handed it to him. And he looked at it like it was, an alien life form. I showed him the counterfeit blow-ups on the back. And he said, no, that's great. Yes, I'll give it to him. And that's the last that I heard from him. God bless you, and see you again next month. Thank you. Okay, yes, we will see you as well, April.